What's up guys, it's Criddle here from the AnimeBallZ team with the AnimeBallZ weekly update for another week.
Stand by for AnimeBallZ.
First up for this week is a bit of news that you may not have already realised. It was announced very recently in the very recent past that Manifest is closing its doors. The Manifest Organisation Committee, or MAFI or whatever they're calling themselves now, have actually decided, due to a voting scheme that they had, that they will no longer be running Manifest for various reasons. Some of which is that they couldn't compete with other cons for guests and attendance and stuff like that, but hey, they were Melbourne's only anime exclusive convention, so you know. I will refrain from giving my opinion on a lot of this stuff because personally I have my own issues at heart with a lot of conventions because I see a lot of the back end and I have worked in various elements within Manifest that weren't committee stuff, but you see enough stuff go on, you see what happens, and you can sort of understand why a convention has to close its doors. But anyway, enough of that negative news type stuff. Let's get on to what we released this week. First up on the list for this week was the Madman release update, my segment where I talk about some cool stuff from Madman. This week was some mainstream stuff that we don't always get to cover, but it's some really cool stuff that you guys should check out if you already haven't done so. Second up on the list for this week was What's New Japan, Ray's segment where he talks about some stuff that hasn't come out in English yet, or it hasn't been, you know, captured by one of the groups that does the stuff over here, whether it be Hanabi or Madman, and hasn't been released to the general public. But they're still cool series that you should keep an eye out for in case they do get releases, because things like Batum have been picked up since Ray has mentioned them on What's New Japan, so check that out for some cool stuff, and then you could be in the know and say, yeah, I was into that stuff because Ray from AnimeBallZ told me about it. I saw it months ago. Catch up, guys. It'll also allow you to get a real good head start on your cosplays for various conventions. Not Manifest though, because that doesn't exist anymore. Third up on the list for this week is the Hanabi release update, hosted by yours truly, where I talk about some cool stuff that's been released from Hanabi, as opposed to the Madman release, which talks about Madman. Hanabi talks about Hanabi. It makes sense, you know, you've got to have two sides of the bench for the different releases. It all makes sense and it all falls into place. Fourth and finally for this week was a video that we released today, or Sunday, or how, I don't know what time this is coming out. It's after midnight now that I'm recording this, so yeah, it was yesterday technically that this came out. It was the first of hopefully 31 videos that we will be releasing in the month of December. All of that encapsulated together will become This Is December. A month where we do a release every single day for the month. Hopefully we got to, I think, 26 or 27 releases for the month of June, which a lot of that ended up being me recording on the day that I had to release a video and, you know, hammering the editing together and putting it out that day because I was the only one that was doing any work. But we already have a lot of stuff planned for This Is December, so look forward to that, and we'll hopefully have some really cool reviews out for you guys to go and check out, and then proceed to check out the series as you can afford to do so at the various cons that come around every year. I'm just going to keep coming back to that point. It's just something that I find quite amusing, but that's beside the point. So the Madman release update, What's New in Japan, the Hanabi release update, and the first episode of This Is December, This Is Ruby, is available for you guys to check out. I'm Criddle, this has been the weekly update, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.